The ocean floor just disappeared.
By recent standards, 19 is the best you can expect. Further north, 17 more typical. And a quick look at Sunday. Well, that brighter weather edging a little further south, but it could be well into the afternoon before those sunny spells reach the southeast. There you are then, a fairly mixed weekend. The northwest seeing the best of the weather this weekend. That's it from me. Have a good weekend. Good night.
This baby girl, and will her mother come forward? Good evening. That tiny baby, just 2 days old, has been abandoned in Tooting. From St George's Hospital, Sally Eden reports.
Christened Georgina by the nurses at St George's, the 2-day-old girl was found abandoned in a green and white holdall in a ladies' toilet in the outpatients department near the Lanesborough wing. The child was wearing white mittens and wrapped in a sheepskin blanket. It's believed the child was born without medical help.
From what I've been told by the hospital staff, this appears not to have been a delivery done by either a midwife or a doctor, as there was a piece of elastoplast found on the end of the umbilical cord, and that is not a usual procedure for midwives.
Police say little Georgina is fit and well, but the baby's mother is in desperate need of medical help. They're appealing for her to come forward and say it's a case of a mother who's in need and a child who needs her mother. Hospital staff are now checking the security video to see if there's any clue to the mother's identity. Meanwhile, police are asking the mother to contact them urgently. Sally Eden, LWT News, Tooting.
There's more criticism of London's police today. A man has claimed he was abused in the back of a police van. Now he says he'll sue. Ken Andrew has this report from East London.
37-year-old Malksit Singh Nat was arrested at work last May following a domestic dispute. But unknown to the arresting officers, he was carrying a tape recorder and he recorded their conversation. Much is inaudible, but several clear instances of abuse can be heard.
Why don't you go home? Let's go home, you know, to India or Pakistan or wherever you come from.
And they tried to arrest me again. Right. Right, officer.
Shut up!
The two officers have already been disciplined. Each lost a day's pay. Mr. Nat was found guilty of assaulting police officers, but he's since been cleared on appeal of a separate charge of threatening behaviour against his wife, who works for the police as a typist. At a news conference today, he announced he intended to sue the police.
I'm still scared to police. Because all the time my friend going with me, that one. Otherwise, I'm so scared.
Mr. Nat and his legal representative did not make any formal complaint, have not made any formal complaint since the occasion. And it is through police who instigated this inquiry that the matter has been dealt with.
There are demands for a public inquiry into the incident, and a mass picket is planned for next Thursday outside Forest Gate Police Station. Ken Andrew, LWT News, East London.
Other news, armed police surrounded a flat in the West End this evening. Detectives had been told a man carrying a sawn-off shotgun had run into a block of flats after a raid on a nearby bank. Officers from Scotland Yard's armed PT-17 unit stormed the building, but the man had escaped. In Mayfair, hundreds of people lined the streets to protest about an historian they say is spreading Nazi lies. Right-wing David Irving argues the Jewish Holocaust never took place. He's due to address a secret seminar in London tomorrow. And customs officials have foiled an attempt to smuggle drugs into the capital by sailing them up the Thames. More than 100 kilograms of cannabis was discovered this afternoon, attached to a ship's rudder. The boat had just sailed from Jamaica and was moored at the Tate & Lyle sugar refinery at Silvertown in Docklands. Finally, proof today there really is no escape from junk mail. 92 years after he died in poverty, Oscar Wilde has struck it lucky. Through the letterbox of the Chelsea house, where he lived for 10 years, has come news from Reader's Digest that he's through to the third round of their prize draw. He stands to win £100,000, a trip to Tahiti, or even a Ford Sierra.
Wilde appreciated the good things of life, so I think a free car he would have quite liked. Possibly a Rolls-Royce might have been more welcome than a Ford Sierra.
Wouldn't we all? That's all from us. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with more. Bye-bye.
Good evening. More grey skies in store for us tomorrow, but the sun will be back out by Sunday. Tonight will stay cloudy with rain, and some of it will be quite heavy in places. Minimum temperature 13 Celsius, 55 Fahrenheit with a light southwesterly wind. Tomorrow will then see a cloudy start, and again there will be heavy rain at times. Temperatures though will pick up to around 15 Celsius, 59 Fahrenheit with a light westerly wind. Yet more rain in store during the afternoon, and as the evening wears on it's likely to become more persistent. Temperatures similar to today's, close to 18 Celsius, 64 Fahrenheit and a light northwesterly wind. And the outlook for Sunday is for a brighter day with sunshine at times, and though many places will be dry, there will be a few showers, especially in Essex and Kent. Well, that's it from me for tonight, so wrap up well and I'll see you again tomorrow at 1:05. Good night.
I'm partially sighted, but that doesn't stop me playing sports like cricket and football. When I scored a run, everyone clapped, so that made me feel really proud.
The RNIB has more information on sport for blind and partially sighted people. Ring 071 388 1266 on weekdays between 9 and 5.
I've just popped in to tell you about the ITV Telethon 92. A great opportunity for all of us to do something for people in need in our own areas. It's a time when the whole country gets together in a 28-hour fun and fundraising fervour. I'm not going to miss it, and I don't want you to miss it. So remember the date, July 18th and 19th, right here, the ITV Telethon 92.
Scruffy lot of buggers, aren't there? I bet they've just come off the boat. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What women seeing them?
As if we hadn't enough of them already.